Hello, I am Dr. Vijay Sharma, and in this video lecture we will discuss about elementary calculations for energy consumptions and tariff plan. As we know that electric energy consumption is the form of energy consumption that uses electric energy, and the electric energy consumption is the actual energy demand made on existing electricity supply. So before move further discussion, let us take a look the contents of this video lecture. In this video lecture, we will discuss first the definition of electric power and then definition of tariffs. What are the objectives of tariff and the factors those are affecting this electricity tariff, and different type of electricity tariff will also be discussed in this lecture. Let's start. So what is electric power? Electric power is the rate of electric energy supply. So this is the rate of electric energy supply. So energy per unit time will be considered the supply. It means how far the energy is supplied. Okay, and it is generally measured in watt, and 1 watt is the same as 1 joule of energy transferred in 1 second. So if I will put energy in terms of joule, 1 joule, and time will be in 1 second, it will give me power, and which is equivalent to 1 watt. Okay, and we have to generally write this watt in terms of kilowatt, and this is the kilowatt if we have to multiply it by using this 1000. Let us take an example, small example, to understand what is the meaning of this energy and the power terms here. So if a 40 watt lamp is turned on for 1 hour, how many joules of electric energy have been converted by the lamp? So important here is only that we have to convert this 1 hour in seconds, because we have to take energy in terms of joule when the time will be taken in terms of second. So as the power is a 40 watt, so the energy will be power into time. As the power is 40 watt, and in 1 hour there will be 3600 seconds, so it will be nearly 14,400 joules, and will be converted by the lamp. So importantly, different appliances use different amount of power depending on their application, and all electrical appliances, if you see that, you will found that there is power rating given at their back or their front. You will found this power rating on the system. That means if you have to purchase a bulb, it will be given a 40 watt. If you have to purchase a tube light, it will be 30 watt or 40 watt, etc. So this is the meaning of this, and importantly, this 1 kilowatt hour. So this 1 kilowatt hour, it is the consumption which is made. Okay, so 1 kilowatt hour is the energy used if a 1000 watt appliance is used for 1 hour. So if I have a immersion rod with me, which is having a wattage of 1000, and if I will use it for 1 hour to steam the water, then at that time I have consumed a energy of this much value, that is 1 kilowatt hour energy will be consumed. So we can calculate the energy consumption of different appliances by multiplying the power rating and by the amount of time it was used in hours. So this is the all about the meaning of these terms. And because the joule is so small, so electric energy supplied to consumer is bought by the unit, that is kilowatt hour, and a kilowatt hour unit is required, that the unit of time should be in hours, whereas when we are calculating energy, it should be in terms of seconds. So this is the difference here. Okay, so now for an example, what you will see that if you have an incandescent light bulb, so it's more expensive to use than a fluorescent light bulb for the same time. Okay, because if you remember that, you will found that in incandescent light bulb, it loses most of the energy as the heat instead of light. So this is about the electric power and the electric energy. Now let us take a look the kilowatt hour in a broad sense. And I already told you that joule is so small quantity, so energy supplied to consumer. So is it bought by unit, and that unit is nothing but it is the kilowatt hour, and it requires that the time should be measured in hours. So what is 1 kilowatt hour? So 1 kilowatt hour is the amount of energy that would be converted by 1000 watt appliances when used for 1 hour. Let us take an example. A consumer uses a 6 kilowatt immersion heater, so this is the value, and a 4 kilowatt electric stove and 300 watt lamps for 10 hours. And we have to calculate how many units of electrical energy have been converted. So how to calculate? We have to take total power by summing all these, but importantly, you will see that here it is given in terms of kilowatt, here it is given in terms of kilowatt, However, here it is in terms of watt only. So firstly, I will convert it into kilowatt just by dividing it by 1000. And since these are three bulbs, so I will take 300 watt, which is divided by 1000. And on solving this, I have 6 plus 4 plus zero point 0.3. So it will be 10.3 kilowatt. Now, energy in kilowatt hours. So I have to take in terms. So they uses for 10 hours, so I will multiply this with value 10. So the total 103 kilowatt hours will be consumed by the all these three appliances. So this is the meaning of this. Let us start with the tariff definitions. So the rate at which electric energy is supplied to a consumer is known as tariff. The simplest meaning of this. And we can also say that the tariff is the method of charging a consumer for consuming electric power. And this tariff covers the total cost of producing and supplying electric energy plus a reasonable cost. So the actual tariff that customer pays depends on the consumption of the electricity. How much electricity we are consuming, it depends on that. And the consumer bill varies according to their requirement. The industrial consumer pay more tariff because they use more power for long times than for domestic consumers. And the electricity tariff depends on following factor. It depends on the type of the load, which type of load we are using, and the time for which the load is required, and the power factor, on what power factor we require, and the amount of energy we consume, even at our home, even in our office, or the domestic purpose, or maybe for the commercial purpose. So let us take a look what are the objectives of a tariff. As the electric energy is sold at such a rate so that it not only returns the cost but also earns reasonable profit to the electricity companies. So the tariff should include the following objectives. First, it should recover or the cost of the producing electrical energy at the power station, how much cost it consumes for the generating the electricity at the power station. It should also recover the cost of the capital investment in transmission and distribution of the system, and it recover the cost of operation and maintenance also of the electric supply energy. So these should be the objectives of a designing of a tariff. Now let us take a look on what factor this tariff depends. So this tariff depends on the number of parameters, and these are the factors on which we have to take into account to decide the electricity tariff. So first one we are taking here is the type of load, and the load is mainly classified into three types. Maybe it is a domestic load, it is a commercial load, it may be a industrial load, and this the industrial consumer use more energy for a longer time than the domestic consumer, and hence the tariff for industrial consumer is more than for the domestic consumer. And the tariff of the electricity energy varies according to their requirement. What requirement they needed with the tariff. It also affect with the maximum demand, and the cost of electric energy supplied by generating station depends on the installed capacity of the plant and kWh generated. So increasing in maximum capacity increase the installed capacity of the generating station. It also affect by the time at which the load is required, and the time at which the maximum load required is also essential for the electricity tariff, because if the maximum demand coincides with the maximum demand of the consumer, then the additional plant is required. And if the maximum demand of the consumer occurring during off peak hours, then the load factor is improved and no extra plant capacity is needed. Thus the overall cost per kWh generated is reduced. So this also depends on what should be the time. It also depends on the power factor, and the power factor plays a major role in the plant economics. And the low power factor increases the load current, and which increases the losses in the system. That means the regulation becomes poor. So for improving the power factor correction equipment is installed at the generating station, and that this increases the cost of generation of the supply. It also depends on the amount of energy used. So the cost of electric energy is reduced by using large amount of energy for longer periods. So if you are using a maximum amount of, that is a big chunk of amount of energy for a multiple times for a long period of time, then it will also be affect the electric tariff. Now let us take a look what are the different types of electricity tariffs. These are some of the most important tariffs shown in here. This is simple tariff, flat rate tariff, and block meter rate tariff, two-part tariff, maximum demand tariff, power factor tariff, three-part tariff, and seasonal and peak load tariff. Out of all these, the peak load and the sessional rate tariff both are used for reducing the idle for standby capacity of the load. So we will discuss one by one, except these two, sessional and the peak load. So let us start with this. A simple tariff. In this type of tariff, a fixed rate is applied for each unit of energy consumed. So the rate is fixed. So this is the most important part, and that is why it is also known as uniform tariff. And you found that the rate per unit energy does not depend upon the quantity of the energy used by a consumer. So we can say that this is the variation, that is the graphically we can represent it by using this. And here we are taking charge, and on this side we are taking the unit consumed, and you will see that the unit consumed and the charge, the slope of this line will be the constant. And the advantage of this simple tariff is that it cost does not vary with the increase or decrease in the number of consumed unit. This is the first. And the consumption of electric energy at the consumer terminal is recorded by means of an electric energy meter. So this is the simplest of all tariffs and easily understood by the consumer. He can check what amount of electricity he is consumed in a 1 day or 1 hour on a specific time. But it contains some of the disadvantage. There is no discrimination in terms of different type of consumer, and the cost of per unit is also very high, and there are no incentives and attractive feature that makes the consumer use more electricity, because it is a constant rate. And if a consumer does not consume any energy in a particular month, the supplier cannot charge any money, even though the connection provided to the consumer has its own cost. So generally this simple tariff is given for the irrigation purpose to the farmers. And the other type of tariff is the flat rate tariff. And in this tariffs, different types of consumers are charged different rate of cost. In previously, the cost was constant unit and of electric energy consumed. So the different consumer are grouped under different category, and then each category is charged money at a fixed rate similar to simple tariff. So you will see that this is the graphical representation of this. Then this, for this category, you will see that the rate it will be different. For this category, the rate, if you have to take slope of this line, you will just check what will be the rate charge or the per unit rate. You can find out from this. So you will say this slope is different, so the rate will be the different for the different consumer. Importantly, uh, if we will take what are the advantages, so here more fair to different consumers, because they know how much amount of energy they are consuming, and the simple calculation is consists with this. But it also contains some disadvantage. A particular consumer is charged at a particular rate, but there are no incentives for the consumer. If he is using less electricity, then there will be no benefit will be given to this. Since the different rates are deciding according to different loads, separate meters need to be installed for different load, such as light load will be require different meter, power load will be required different meter. And this makes the whole arrangement complicated, and it becomes expensive. And all the consumer are in a particular category are charged at the same rate. However, it is a fairer if the consumer that utilizes more energy be charged at lower fixed rate. And generally, we have to use at our domestic purposes. We have to use this flat rate tariff. The next one is the block meter tariff, and this block meter tariff is the when a given block of energy is charged at a specific rate, and the succeeding blocks, this is shown here, the energy are charged at a progressively reduced rate, and it is called a block rate tariff. So you will see here that charge in rupees shown on this block, and here you will see the block again here, and the energy consumption is divided into these blocks, and the price per unit is fixed in each block. So for this block price will be different, for this block price will be different, and the price per unit in the first block is the highest. So for this block it will be the highest, and it progressively reduce for the succeeding blocks of energy. So suppose that for first 30 unit may be charged at a rate of 60 paisa per unit. For next 25 unit, the rate is 50 paisa per unit, and for the remaining additional unit, you may be charged at 30 paisa per unit. So This is a block meter rate, and only the advantage for this meter is that only one energy meter is required, and incentives are provided for the consumer due to reduced rates, because more consumption, rate will be goes on reducing. And if a consumer does not consume, disadvantage is not consume any energy in a particular month, the supplier does not charge any money even though the connection provided. So this is a disadvantage for the supply distributor of the electricity, and they are generally used for residential or small commercial purposes. The another one is the two port tariff, and when the rate of electric energy is charged on the basis of maximum demand of the consumer and the units consumed, then it is called a two port tariff. Okay, so here two things will be considered. One is the maximum demand of the consumer and the unit consumed also. So in two tariff port, the total charge to be made uh, from the consumer is split into two components, that is the fixed charge and the second is the running charge. So these are the two components we will take in consideration, and the fixed charge depends on the maximum demand of the consumer, while the running charge depends on upon the number of units consumed by the consumer. Thus the consumer is charged at a certain amount per kilowatt, it will be fixed. Okay, and this kilowatt of maximum demand plus a certain amount of per kilowatt hour demand, this is kilowatt hour demand, and it will be as per the actual consumption. So the total charge can be written as, that is the cost can be written as AX plus BY, and here A is the charge per kilowatt of maximum demand. So this will be the maximum demand kilowatt, and B is the charge per kilowatt hour and of energy which that particular customer has consumed. So this type of tariff is mostly applicable to the industry, and who have appreciable generally appreciable maximum demand. Okay, so advantage of this method is if a consumer does not consume any energy in a particular month, so the supplier will get the return equal to the fixed charge. This part will be removed out, and the problem is, even if a customer does not use any electricity, he has to pay the fixed charges regularly because he has chosen the fixed charge rate here, and the maximum demand of consumer is not determined. We can't find out because this part will also be added, so it will not be easy to find out the same. So there will always be conflict in the supplier and the consumer, and however this application is generally applied in industrial consumer with a appreciable maximum demand. Let us take the another one, and this type of electricity tariff is the maximum demand tariff, and it is similar to two port tariff, and here the units energy consumed is charged on the basis of maximum demand, and the maximum demand is calculated by a maximum demand meter. So we have to put a meter there, and it removes the conflict which we have seen in this previous slide. There is a conflict because there is no determination of the maximum uses, but here we can use a meter that can measure the maximum demand meter, so conflict can be removed and generally applied to a large industrial consumer. The another type of tariff plan is the power factor tariff, and the tariff which depends on the power factor of the load. So it depends on the power factor of the consumer load, is known as the power factor tariff, and the power factor tariff is mainly classified in these three categories, that is KVA maximum demand tariff, sliding scale tariff, and the KW and KVAR tariff. Let us take a look what is the meaning of all these. So this KVA maximum demand tariff, it is modified form of two port tariff, and in this case fixed charges are made on the basis of maximum demand in KVA and not in KW. So maximum demand here we will take in KVA. Earlier in case of two port we have taken maximum demand in terms of KW. So this is the difference between these two. And as KVA is inversely proportional to power factor, therefore a consumer having low power factor has to contribute more towards the fixed charge. So the type of tariff has the advantage that it encourages the consumer to operate their appliances and machinery at improved power factor. So importantly, this is also a two-part tariff, and the low power factor increases the KVA rating of the load. So the another type which we will use here is the KW, sorry, this sliding scale tariff, and this is also known as a average power factor tariff. And in this case, an average power factor, say zero point 0.8 lagging, is taken as the reference. So, if the power factor of the consumer falls below this factor, suitable additional charges are made. On the other hand, if the power factor is above the reference, a discount is allowed to consumer. So it can be sliding scale, considered to be sliding scale, either upward side or the downward side. The third one type is the kW and kVAR. It is a kilowatt and kilovolt ampere reactive. And in this type, both active power, that is this kW, and the reactive power kVAR supplied are charged separately. So importantly, a consumer having low power factor will draw more reactive power and hence shall have to pay more charges. So this bill is calculated by the sum of the kVARH and kWh rating on the total charges, and the kVARH is inversely proportional to the power factor of the load. So this is how we can choose the power factor tariff. And importantly, on the basis of all these, we have to decide which power factor will be the beneficial for a consumer, and this will be the most important part. And this is the three-part tariff. And generally, most of the time we have to use this three-part tariff. And in this, the total bill of the consumer has three parts, namely fixed charged, semi-fixed charge AX, and the running charges BY. So this is the, since it contains three parts, that's why it is called three-part tariff. And this is generally given by this equation: C equals to AX BY plus D. Here, C is the total charge for a period, say 1 month or 1 year, whatsoever. X is the maximum demand during the period, maybe in kilowatt or kilovolt ampere. And Y is the total energy consumed during the period. It will be either in kW, either in kVA. A is the cost per kW or kVA of maximum demand. B is the cost per kWh of energy consumed, and D is the fixed charge. So this D is the fixed charge for each billing period. So this is known as a three-part electricity tariff, and it may be seen that by adding fixed charge to the two port, because in two port there will be the term AX and BY only. So if I will add D here, and this D is nothing but it is the fixed charge, so it becomes the three-part tariff. So two part and three part are similar if we have to add this D, and which is the fixed charge during the each billing period. And the only objection with this type of tariff is that the charges are split into three components. This makes a complexity. And this type of tariff is generally applied to very big consumers and suppliers. Now let us take an example to we understand what we have discussed in this tariff plan. So this is the first problem taken from this fundamental of electrical engineering book. And what given in here is the daily load of an industrial concern is as follows: 100 kilowatt for 9 hours, 25 kilowatt for 6 hours, 50 kilowatt for 7 hours, and 5 kilowatt for 2 hours. What is given in here is the tariff is rupees 800 per kilowatt of maximum demand. So this is for maximum demand, plus 130 per kWh. So what we have to determine? We have to determine the energy consumption per year, that is for 365 days. So let us take a look. So energy consumption per day will be 100 into 9. So 100 into 9 is the first part, 125 multiplied by 6 second, 50 into 7 third, plus 5 into 2. So the total energy consumption per day will be this. This is 2010 kilowatt hour. Okay, because this is in kilowatt and this is in hour. Now annual energy consumption. So this kilowatt hour will be multiplied by the days, and now it becomes 7,33,650 kilowatt hours. The cost which is given here is rupees 800 per kW. So I have to multiply this. Okay, firstly I have to convert into with this 1.3 per kWh. So I have to multiply this kWh with this 1.30, and it gives me this value, and the maximum demand is 125 kW. So I have to calculate using this. So 800 multiplied it by this 125, because this is the maximum demand, and out of all these four values the maximum demand is this 125 kW. So on multiplying this, I have with me and it is 1 lakh. So the total cost which one has to pay is this plus this, and this amount becomes, yeah, I think it will be 19. Okay, so it will be 19537. In the other case, what you will see, that an industrial consumer has a maximum demand of 100 kilowatt and two alternative tariffs are available. One is this, a fixed charge of rupees 800 per kilowatt of a maximum demand per year plus a running charge of rupees 1.30 per kilowatt hour of energy consumed, and the other tariff is the flat rate of 1.80 per kWh. Which tariff is economical if factory runs for 3600 hours per year with a load factor of 0.8? So this is the issue, and we have to find out of these two, that is for the flat rate or the two part tariffs, which one is the optimum, which one is the economical. So we have to calculate again. What is given in here is this energy demand. So maximum demand into load factor will be the average demand. So average demand will be the 100 kilowatt, and with a power factor of 0.8, so it will be 80 kilowatt. And annual energy consumption is the average demand multiplied by working hours per year. So this is 80 kilowatt multiplied by 3600, that is 3600 hours. So it gives me this 2,88,000 kilowatt hour. And annual bill with the first tariff, how I have to calculate for first tariff? I have to take this maximum value. So 800 kilowatt, 800 rupees per kilowatt, so maximum is 80. Okay, maximum is here 100. So I will take 100 into this 800 plus 1.3, that is, this is 1.3, and it is for the actual what is the consumed. So this will be this value. So on calculating this, I have this value with me, and if I have to calculate the same power consumed, unit consumed, with this flat rate of 1.83, I have a billing of this 52, 70, 40. So if I have to calculate this, what we will found, that the annual bill with two port tariff is lower. So this is the with the two port, and then the flat rate tariff. So the two port tariff is economical. So we have to choose this two port, that is A is the economical. So this is all about the different type of tariff and the elementary calculation of energy consumption. And these are the references. And thank you for watching this video. You can write me your query to my email shown in here. And these are the various different link of the different video lectures on switch gears, SFUs, FSUs, and the components MCB, ELCB, earthing types, etc. Thank you for watching this video.